Hey, what's going on, guys? CCxRC here, Tony in the house, and basically doing a 360 streaming video for you guys, and we're going to be working on the Arma sentence. So let me go ahead and spin this around. I'm on the other side, so if you guys are watching, you've got to spin it around 360. But you can take a look around, see the kind of mess I'm dealing with, and I'll be working in and around what's going on here, guys. So I think that the chat shows up on here, so I'm waiting to see that. If not, I may have to end this and get a laptop or something out here to be able to monitor what's going on in the chat room. But I haven't done this in a while with this particular setup, and so I don't remember what's going on. But I'm not seeing any comments at the moment, so I might just peace out for just a minute here and go grab a computer. Alright, I'm coming back. Back. It says I'm live on here, so maybe we'll get some comments this way. Sorry about that. As you can see, I need to clean up in here. How's it going, Marcus? Welcome to the chat, the hangout. I'm going to be cleaning up in here, and I'm going to try and get the Arma sent in, maybe going a little bit faster for you guys. Some people said maybe try recalibrating the transmitter to the ESC and all that. So we're going to work on that, but also the other thing I'm going to probably do is maybe try to adjust the slipper clutch, though that should really only affect the acceleration, I guess, unless it's really loose. But it's, you know, basically trying anything. Everyone's saying that mine looks slower than other ones that they've seen, so nobody else is putting up speed tests though, so it makes it hard for me to know what's going on. So it's been a busy couple months here, and so I'm trying to play catch up. As you can see, I've been bagging my parts. These are from the Vetera. I still need to finish that build. These are for the Bison, which needs to be fixed. This is for JLB Racing, and these all go in a bin I have under here. If you follow around. So I gotta pull out my Mavic boxes. Here's one, two. This tripod is right in the way. Alright. I need this box out anyway. This is like my parts, one of my parts, the smaller things that I don't have a whole lot of parts for. Red Cat, Unimog. Looks like there's a couple of random Traxxas X-Max parts in here. Things that I have a lot more parts on is something else that I'm actually talking to you guys a little bit about today. How's it going, Ken? Everybody, sorry this is a little bit different. It's in virtual reality, so you can spin it around unless your browser doesn't really allow, and then you see everything in one shot. But I thought I'd show you the mess that I'm in right now, and cleaning up. Maybe I'll move the camera in a little bit and show you even more of the mess. But I've got like parts bins here that I've gone ahead and for the most part labeled. This one's not labeled, but that's Losi. This one, this Traxxas. These look like they're all Stampede. Yeah, these go to my Gravedigger. And so I have been recently adding labels to them, and so these are all SMT 10 parts, just bags of stuff that comes with the kits and the stuff that I replace, so that I have spare parts on the ready. But one of the things that I'm going to need are some parts here for an SCX10. So I've got a custom mud truck frame coming for an SCX10 that I was going to work on building and all that. And I paid for that chassis from, I think it's Southeastern Custom Builds RC. He's got an awesome Facebook page. But anyway, so I've got that coming. It's an awesome mud truck. It's got a few, 3D printed engine, 3D printed seats and dashboard, and so it looks really cool. And his body on it's like an old Chevy Silverado, looks super cool, and the mud tires. But the deal is it's built around an SCX10, basically the skid plate and parts out from that. So I'm going to be trying to, at this point, scab together something. Hopefully, maybe resourcing people out there that maybe have some extra SCX10 parts that they want to add to maybe the build, because right now it's going to be a budget build. Some people know, not many people actually probably here, but I quit my job recently, and so yeah, so things are going to be a little bit more tight on the money front, and it's not something I want to go into on here, especially in this live format. But yeah, it's going to make money tight, and so some of the extra expenses that I was going to need to do for that build are going to be out the window. So yeah, if anybody's out there and they've got some SCX10 axles or axle casings or stuff that I can start scabbing together from, hit me up and let me know if you've got anything that you want to contribute to a build that we'll do on here. So yeah, the sentence somebody's asking for is right here. As soon as I clear off a little workspace, I'm going to work on adjusting maybe the ESC. I've got the manual out to do that, and we'll go from there. But yeah, it's busy. We've got lots of stuff in here to work on. I just today fixed up the Thunder. So people want to see more bashing with it, but I busted it on that super huge air, and so it's all back up and running. All it needs is some double-sided tape under the ESC. I've got it all cleaned off and ready for it, and then we can start to bash this again. So Ken's saying he bought a used 2-stroke 1/5 scale truck for $50 and it has so much power. Wow, that's a sweet deal right there, man. Deal of the century, I think, for RCs. A 5th scale for $50. I wish my 5th scale cost that much, which is on the floor down to your right. We're almost straight down, I guess. Here, pull it out over there. But I'm trying to, this was meant to always be clear so I could work on it, because the other one gets filled. It's basically got my charging station, controllers end up there, random tools. So on that back bench, it's hard to keep clear just because of the battery area and loading up batteries and all that, which isn't ideal on a wood shelf. I know it's not a good thing, but I never charge them when I'm not out here, and I keep my eye on them. So I also have a bag of sand right next to it that I can throw on it if a fire does break out. So but yeah, so here's the Arma. Let me actually clear just a little bit more off of here, and we're almost ready. We're almost to that point where we can just start working on some stuff. I've got this brand new blade Inductrix FPV. It needs to be bound to something, but I'm thinking about maybe doing a giveaway of this over on the fan club once that gets built up a little bit more. I've got a couple other things that I'm thinking about doing this for a giveaway. We got a couple of like small action type cameras that I don't use, and so I'd rather get them out there to people who will use them, and so I'll probably be doing giveaways for those. And so that'll be over through the fan club. If you haven't seen that, it's linked in a bunch of the video descriptions. So that noise that you're hearing there is going to be my HVAC unit. It just cycles on randomly. It loses pressure. and so it cycles on. Not awesome, but it is what it is. Had enough work done on that, and they can't seem to get it right. So I'm tired of paying through the nose. It's a brand new system, so it's kind of ridiculous. Had a couple of brand new systems where the people don't know how to do their stuff, and so it's frustrating that you pay for work that doesn't seem to be fully complete, in my opinion. But so that's why you hear the noise every once in a while. Just cycle on. Choco Bunny says, "Wait, why you quit though?" It's just time. So we'll see. I've got quite a few other offers from people for media-related jobs, and so I'm trying to decide if I actually still want to do media as my main job, or if I want to get outside and do something else for a little while at least. So I'm kind of weighing some options. I definitely have some options in the media field and realm, but yeah, I'm not sure that that's exactly where I want to be right now. So Ken's saying the guy said he thought it was broken, needed a lot of work done to it. So wow, some tires, and didn't take much to get it running, huh? Put in a part that was put in the wrong way and good to go. Alright, so actually speaking of cameras, here's one. If you're following me around, I don't know if you guys like this virtual reality setup or if you prefer standard, but I've got this Firefly Q6. I've actually got the box for it right here, the Hawkeye. Used it a few times. Does have a little crack in it, but works perfectly well. Perfectly fine. Got a little 3D printed case I'll send off with it. So be looking for that and some of the other giveaways. I'm going to start making a stack of things that I want to get into hands of people who can use them. Makes no sense having them just sit here until they're pretty much old and worthless, so the technology changes so rapidly, both in the FPV game and in the media game. Hey CCxRC, welcome. Alright, so I think I've got enough of this cleared off now. This old Smashing Pumpkins greatest hit. Got for $1 at a garage sale. This was the jam back when I was in high school. Alright. Move some of these prop blades. I don't even know where to move these to. I guess my bag over here. My poor flight bag has not moved off of that shelf for too long. It's kind of a bummer. Haven't been able to do any FPVing. Alright. Temp gun. Here. Let's go over here. Everything has a place, it just doesn't get back to that place. Which is the problem. In a busy world, you just kind of drop stuff. But it all does have places it's supposed to go. Alright, I think we got enough room. So let's do this. Let's take a look and crack open that Sentin. We'll see if we can't get it feeling like it's doing a little bit better than it was. I don't actually, 20 seems like what I expected from it. Usually when they say 30, that's optional gearing and it's way less stock. So, it didn't surprise me, I guess I should say, that it did 19, 20 miles per hour. But I've also heard people saying that they called up Arma, and Arma says that it's okay to run 3S through this. So that put it up to 25. That was a decent little speed bump. So that was good. Alright, Choco Bunny says it's alright. Still support the road to 10,000, eh? What are we at anymore? I haven't even looked. Where does it say? I think we're at like 9,800 or something. I haven't looked in a while. Hey, what's up, Rich, brother? He says he listened to the Siamese Dream for about 6 months straight, to and from work, had on cassette. That's awesome, man. Alright, so there's a couple things we can do with the Senton to try and maybe see if we can eke out another little bit of speed. However, I liked what I heard from, I think it was RC Trail Runner, saying that he contacted Arma and they said it was okay to run 3S on this thing. So I'm actually looking at this ESC and it looks like the ones that I used in my trail rigs running 3S. So it looks like a Hobby Wing Quick Run that I have in several of mine that I run 3S. So it just does not give any specs about this or give any warnings about what to or not to do as far as batteries and voltage for this thing. So for those of you that have not seen the video about this car, one of the things that makes it kind of neat is to pull the center drive shaft out. It's spring loaded, and so you just kind of pop it up, get the spring to release one side, and then you can get the other side out. And there. So I'm going to remove one screw on the bottom, and it's going to let us get at the motor here to be able to, or not even the motor, but the little system that they've got set up here for the slipper clutch. Now, one thing I'm noticing though is I don't have the tools out here necessarily. So I thought I brought them out here earlier because I might need to work on it. But I don't see it. Oh, here it is. I didn't bring it out. Okay, here they are. So I just got stuff laying everywhere, like I said. Alright. So you take this little plastic tool out and be able to get in here. And you don't actually need to take the other part out. I'm lying. So they just say put this on and roll the tires. It feels pretty tight though. So I don't think that's going to have been anything that would have done it. That felt pretty. Take both tires and turn them forward, and that feels tight. And so we're actually going to take it back just a little bit on the slipper clutch. So that's not it. Alright, so the next thing that maybe we could do is we could look at the manual here and we'll just quickly see what it says about the ESC tuning. I do remember it saying that, here we go, endpoints, the factory defaults. So we just got to remove the receiver box lid. Oh, this is for binding. So we want to do endpoint adjustment. Alright, so it says enter programming mode, turn steer wheel fully right, apply full throttle, pull, and then turn on the transmitter. Place vehicle off the ground and switch on. Alright, we can follow directions here, kind of. I'm usually not very good at them. I don't usually look at the directions, so I should be okay to not place it on the ground because I don't have the drive shaft in. So it should not drive away, let's just say that. Rich is saying he's really digging this truck. He sold me on this rig. And I'm digging a lot about it. I want to get maybe a little bit more speed out of it for myself. For my kids though, 20-mile-an-hour speeds is fine. I mean, it worked around the backyard pretty good. In that little area, it did just fine. CCxRC is saying to try readjusting the endpoints, and that's basically what I'm going to be doing here, is retelling it what is full throttle. Reconnect it. I think you were saying something about doing trim. I didn't fully understand that, CCxRC, about turning the trim all the way up and then punching it to see if there was any more. I guess just to see if there was any more throttle in it that it didn't have. So yeah, so we're going to turn this, apply the throttle, and we're going to turn this on. So it's going to blink 5 times. It didn't blink any times. Alright, so these are on. And that looked to blink 5 times. Let's do it one more time just to make sure. Alright, there we go. Alright, so did it. So we're going to place it on the ground and turn on the on switch. Turn steering wheel left or right. I just lift this onto here just to be safe. Left. Steering endpoints, grip buttons to move endpoint. Oh, I see. Oh, okay. You can get a little bit more throw. Okay, cool. Now I got tons of throw. Alright, now throttle. It says apply throttle. See what would have happened there, guys? I'm saying that I didn't have the drive shaft in. Rear wheels are still engaged. It doesn't have a center diff, so I would have really looked like a fool driving this off the bench. Alright, let me just see here. So basically you're using these little buttons that I said weren't probably in play on this, and you're using those to set your endpoint for your throttle. Alright, I don't know if that did anything, but I won't be able to see. I mean, I could throw it on and just throw the body on and just throw it outside and drive it really fast and bring it back in and see what the speed is, but try flooring it. So CCxRC says try flooring it and hold it and then turn your trim throttle to see if it goes faster. Alright. I would say that it doesn't appear to change. Based on that weak test I just did. I'll have to test it outside. But I'm all game for doing 3S in it. So basically I'll be the guinea pig and see if it fries it. But somebody else said that they got the okay, so I'm willing to go by that. I guess I could call by myself and find out or contact them. Probably what I'll do. I'll probably just email ARMA and just ask them for a little bit more specs on the ESC to be able to tell people what kind of amps it's running. They're probably just kind of hiding it in a little ways because it is probably an exact knockoff of like a Hobby Wing quick run. And so, they'll probably check out the specs on the quick run yada yada yada. That'll tell you exactly what you need to know. No, then yes, I think we're hitting full speeds. Again, this is an entry level. It's $240 for a four-wheel drive short course truck. Now, let me just see. Let me pull up Traxxas and see what their two-wheel drive come in at for a Slash. Kind of get its comparison. All right, so those are running $190 for a two-wheel drive. So it's about $40, $50 more, and you get a four-wheel drive. The four-wheel drive Slashes start well. Traxxas has it for $215. Is that true? The Slash 4x4 Performance. Oh, that's 1/16 scale. That's why. Aha. So it's a VXL. That doesn't count. Because that's brushless. Do they make a brush 4x4 even? Somebody's got to help me out here that knows a little bit more about Traxxas stuff than I do. Hey, how's it going, Josh? Man, that you got me super jealous with that four-seater, four-door rig you got out there. Polaris, the Razor. I think it's looking awesome. So that was kind of what I was going to work on out here, other than I've got a couple of other things to fix. My headless driver for my Losi. But yeah, anyway, so I've been having fun with the Arma. You know, it's been interesting to see how they've worked it out so that it's so easy to work on. Has been kind of neat. The MT410 is the best out of the box. The Techno. Yeah, I mean, if that's ranking up there in the pricing that you're paying for the other Arma vehicles. This is 200. This is like entry level for this Sentin that I have, and so it performs at entry level speed. The question mark for me will be, I know gearing can make it run faster, but what I'm curious about is if we put brushless in this, how long it'll hold up with the way that they've set up these components, because basically what you're going to deal with here is it's going to break a little bit easier, I think, with more rotating mass and speed that this might not have been built for with the way that it's assembled with this spring-loaded center drive shaft and all that. I don't know how much it'll be able to take, and so I'd be curious though. I mean, I haven't seen the BLX 6S one of these and how they built those, and how, if it's similar in any way, or if they have metal versions of these. That would be interesting to see. Choco Bunny 355 is asking if I could do more videos on the GLB J3 Speed. I don't know if I want to do that, man. Some dude is like attacking me about those on my videos, spamming them and then saying that I'm removing them, and it's like freaking Thanksgiving and I'm spending time with my family, and I go in there and I'm just like, dude, they're just caught in spam. YouTube says that you're spamming my channel and they've marked them as spam, and so now here I am. I'll go in and I'll unlock them from YouTube spam filters so you can see they haven't been deleted. But thanks for pulling me away from my family so you can come on my channel and basically make fun of me or criticize me. So yeah. So yeah, I'm not sure with the J3 Speed. I think I do have another video shot that I haven't edited or put together yet for it. But yeah, the guy's basically saying it takes 15 feet turn to turn, and he's posting all this stuff on a video where I'm turning it around in my tight backyard and maneuvering it. So, you know, I really do feel bad if he got a bum one. You know, it's hard to say because he doesn't post any videos that say, look at how bad this runs. He just comes onto my channel and spams all my stuff. So it'd be easier for me to work with him if he would show proof of what he's talking about. But apparently he says he threw it in the trash. So yeah, CCxRC, that's what I'm wondering about, because it definitely moves. This shaft in here definitely does kind of wiggle around, and so I think this is really built as a, you know, a beginner truck. For the little bit more, if you were to upgrade this, you might as well just jump up into their Sentin BLX 6S version of the truck and get something that's built a little bit tougher. So I think those come in for something. I don't know all their pricing or any of that. It's not. Yeah, $449. So if you're going to spend whatever to put in a power plant and all that into here and try and upgrade this, you're probably better off just getting their one that's built for the speed. But I do, like I said, I do like this. It's fun in the backyard. You know, I'm getting greedy in some ways because, you know, the rigs I have now are getting faster and faster, and so, you know, I'm used to running at that speed. But I'm sure that if this would have been the first car that I got, I would have thought it was fast, because it was faster than anything that I'd driven before. Even when I got that two-wheel drive Stampede, which was running a 12-turn in a, you know, monster truck Traxxas. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that I would have been blown away by this even then. And I paid, you know, the same amount of money for the Stampede at the time. I think the prices are down a little bit now from that, but yeah, I paid $240 for it, $230. But yeah, I think that they've got a winner here if it holds up, and so I'm gonna just keep beating it up and using it. Probably max what I'll do is just start running it on 3S too, and just see how it holds up on 3S in case people did want to do it. Definitely gave it a little bit more life, and so I think it'd be more fun on that. And so if it'll last on 3S, then I think it's a different truck, because even at the 25 it felt pretty good. So we'll see if I made any adjustments by doing that little bit of adjustment to it. I mean, I could probably give it a quick test right now and see if I get any faster speed. But yeah, I don't know. Does anybody on here, have they run a Sentin 6S? Because I'd be curious what some of the differences are in the way that they're built. If you guys give me just a second. I don't know if that tripped anybody out. That was kind of wild. Virtual reality. Throwing up the garage door. Let's just go ahead and throw down some speed on this and see what it gets real quick. So, there's a bit of lag, so you guys still haven't seen the garage door go up. Oh, there it goes. I'm going to sit here and watch it just for 1 second. Actually, it feels good. It's cooling it off in here. It's starting to get a little bit stuffy. Alright, so Dynamite GPS. This thing is cool. I spent more money on it than I thought I ever would for one of these, because I'm not a speed guy. But I like what it's been able to let me do and see and compare speeds on these different RCs pretty easily. So I'm going to throw down the 2S on this and just see if we made any adjustment. So I'll be right back. almost crashed it into the house. And it didn't get any speed. Alright, I don't know if you guys will be able to see any of this, but let's just bring it out here. Let's bring you for a little walk. Go. Alright, so I'm in the shade right now. I just did a run with this and it didn't record anything as far as time or speed. I don't think that the GPS actually hooked up with the satellite yet. And so I just drove it and we captured nothing. So I doubt you can see anything over there. It's probably, well, it's actually brighter than I thought it would be. Alright, so maybe you can see this. I can't see your comments though because I don't have the computer out here. So I'll have to go back and take a look at those in a minute. Still waiting on the satellite to reach up here. As you can see, it's night here in Virginia. My wife's Mini Cooper. She put these little magnetic light bulbs on it for Christmas. Isn't that cute? That's probably not evenly spaced like she had it before. Alright, please tell me you got satellite. Looks like we do now. Alright, we do. We got 9 miles an hour there. Alright, here we go. Let's rip it. That's full speed already, going out of the driveway into the cul-de-sac under the light of our street lamp. I don't know, it feels a little bit more peppy. And yet 17 miles an hour. Feels faster than 17. Little jump, weave it through the tripod here. 17. That's crazy. Do one more. There's some kind of weird setting. It's like some alt mode. Just gonna run it far, see if that has any difference. We lost speed. I blame all you guys for complaining about the speed before and making me change stuff. Now I'm going slower than I was. Thanks. Thanks a lot, guys. I kid. Oh, well. Maybe it's just the battery. It's cold. You can see I've got a long board here. My dog chewed up the railing. My dog that I inherited from my dad. Alright. Well, too bad. It's going to be a 3S basher, let's just say that. Which is good because I have a hard time finding 2S batteries anymore to run stuff on. I went from having only 2S to now having bricks of 4S and 3S and all that kind of stuff. But just going to unplug the battery. Call that good, guys. Well, that was the main thing I was coming out here to do. have any other plans. Thought I would clear the desk so I could get this up on here and try and make this thing go faster. And in the end, I've only made it go slower. So can't win them all, can ya? Better leave this little Velcro on here for future speed tests now that I gotta just keep trying to up the game. Darkness always makes it feel faster. That is true. Ostrich Cruiser says he thinks his crawler goes 17 miles per hour. I bet you the TRX4 does. The Traxxas. It's crazy, man. Have I done a review on the HPI jump shot or HIP? It's a hip jump shot. It's pretty lit. I have not. I don't know exactly which one you're talking about. So, CCxRC just posted some 6S BLX videos, so I'll have to check that out. Yeah. Josh is saying he's got pretty heavy into drone racing. I haven't been into it so much. I was just mentioning earlier that my bag, I just went to put some props in there. I haven't touched it. I haven't had time. You know, with my dad passing away and all the time I'd spent at the hospital, then trying to get back in and get caught up on everything, and our local hobby shop closing, which is where I'd usually go to fly that on my lunch breaks. So it's just kind of, I need to find a spot where I can just go and fly without worrying about whether or not I can be there flying. But it also takes me away from my family, because I have to go somewhere to fly, so I can't just do it in the backyard like I do with these things, or I can't do it on my lunch break, because we've got airports, we've got the Navy, we've got Air Force, we got all these like bases and stuff around here that it's very hard to find a legal place to fly. But yeah, that's kind of why I haven't been able to do it too much. CCxRC is a 12-turn motor, but that's why, again, I didn't have maybe the highest hopes for crazy speeds, and I knew that the 30 was kind of, Traxxas said that with their Stampede, but you had to get the optional parts in order to hit that speed. So, you know, I wasn't shocked at 20, honestly. Kind of where I was thinking it was going to hit. I guessed 20 actually, based on what it said on the box and knowing what was coming in it. And I did a motor break-in where I just kind of ran the motor and I sprayed some of the Electra motor cleaner in it, and then I also just ran it very smooth and even, just trying to kill through a battery. Most of it was spent on a board, but I did run it up to speed and hold it, and then slowly bring it down and come back. And that's kind of when I guessed, probably around 20 is my guess of speed. But yeah, it's hitting 19. So, Choco Bunny 355. I have not done anything with the HPI jump shot. The ones that I bought, recently have been, the Big Losi. You guys know the X-Max, the TRX. A bunch of the SMT-10s and a bunch of upgrade parts for that. The Red Cat that's sitting down on the floor there. So, there's been a smattering of other cars that have been sent for me to review, like the Zombie, the Maximus, which I just destroyed on Thanksgiving, the body for, a bunch of the little ones, these ones, which I think are a ton of fun. These ones right here, as far as little 18 scale goes, these little WL Toys A959 buggies, or the A969 short course, or the A979 monster truck, I guess, bigger wheels. But these things rip. There's the B version, like this one, that does, they say 70 kilometers an hour, which is about 42. I got 35 on this one. But that's still way faster than you need it to go. I still like just the regular one. This feels like too much power, much harder to control, but they're fun. So trying to keep up with, doing the, when you get that stuff, you kind of, you've got to be able to put out a review for them. and some videos, and so in order for them to send it to you, and which is mainly for the sake of the channel and being able to have fresh content and all of that, and show people cars that are available. Some I would buy, some I wouldn't. You know, I try to stay away from ones that I just totally don't think would be anything that people would be interested in. But a lot of them, you know, there's a lot of interest already around, you know, these style 10-428 style vehicles, the C, B, whatever, WL Toys, and then the 12 scale of it as well, like this one, which is a very, very popular one. So, you know, there's kind of obligations to get videos out, and you know, some people say, "Oh, it's awesome, you got all this free stuff," and it's super cool that people are willing to send stuff to you. But it's also a lot of work. I mean, it's hours and hours and hours of time spent in video, and if you really were to shake out the cost of it, you know, whether or not you break even with your time investment. But that's not really what it's about. So it's just getting back to what he's saying with the HPI is where I'm going for. Yeah, I haven't gotten around to that. The next one that I probably will buy, if I don't get another crawler of some sort, will be an Arma Creighton, is what I'm going for. It's what I went to buy when I bought that low C, and I wish I bought instead of that low C DBXLE. But I got talked into it. The size was impressive. I saw a bunch of videos on it. It looked really cool, but it's not that impressive to me. I've broke it too many times in the few times that I've driven it, and it's going to be expensive to fix. Ryan Smith says, stocked fridge. Basically, I pulled a bunch of the monsters in the front to make it look stocked, because that's my monster fridge that I picked up from the hobby shop when they were closing. But yeah, I still have some of the monsters that came in it, some of the cane cola, the Boylan cane cola, and the ginger ales and all that stuff that came in it. So it's a pretty cool fridge. It's pretty loud. But yeah, so that's where we're at. I've got a lot of stuff, guys, that I'm really working on. I'm bringing to you. I'm trying to slow down on some of these because, like I was saying about the time investment, that's kind of why I brought it up, because you asked about the HPI. The ones that I've invested in and I've paid into, like this one was sent to me by Hobby Kill Arma to review. First time that they've reached out to me and sent me something, which is really cool. And so I was you know, stoked to do it for them. And I really think their products are awesome. I've wanted Arma, and it was a good chance to get a look at just kind of some of the way that their cars work. And I know that this is the slow end of that spectrum, but it's just one more brand to have tested and tried out. So I have some things coming. I've got an SMT10 that is out. I traded my SCX10-2 for some custom metal work. They're making a custom cage for it. That's also the guy that I'm getting the mud truck chassis from. And so all of that